Well, welcome back, folks. It is an absolutely beautiful morning here in Nova Scotia today, Sunday morning. We had a ton of rain yesterday, like a ton, like 60 millimeters, 70 millimeters. Not sure what that is in inches, but it's a lot. So I've got the Ram fired up, just about to head over to the pit to grab the International. I think I'll take today. Head back to the cottage, grab the logs, truck them on up to the mill. Absolutely beautiful today. I love this weather. All right, so we got the International fired up. All of my trucks are in one spot. I honestly cannot remember the last time I've seen that. All of them. The 4 pickups and the 2 tandems, all in one spot. Skid steer's here, 80's here. The 080 and the 95 are both off-site. Other than that, this is what I got. All right, so let's kind of look at things here on the way in. So there, right there would be the first pole. So out here, we've got quite a bit of hardwood cut down if we're putting poles in. Next one's right there. But this out here, the first half of the road, like to the gate, another one right there. This stuff's all small for the most part, like smaller, and the sides I've already sort of cut back a bit. So out here wouldn't take too long. There's another one. So it crisscrosses the road there a few times. There's another one here. But this stuff's pretty easy. Like, you know, nothing humongous back here. Look at this. It's the rain yesterday. So there's another one. This fills up. So I'm putting a culvert across here, a good size one. I'm gonna dig this out, put a culvert across, and then build this road up a little bit. So that's gonna get rid of that situation. But yeah, like as you can see, the stuff out here is not too bad. It's all pretty small, so I could clean this up fairly quickly to get ready for power. Wouldn't take too much. This isn't too bad. But once you get to the gate, that's a different story. There's another one. You get to the gate and she's a different ball game. It's all big stuff from there on in. There's another one. So this is like, I honestly think I could get this side ready in a day. The first half of the road, let's call it, last one before the gate, I could have ready in a day. But then yeah, from here in, it's a little bit of a different story. There was one in between, but then they got one here, which kind of sucks because I'm gonna be putting a ditch there, so they're gonna have to move that one up the hill a little bit or something. So right up through here, you can see it is nothing but deadfalls up through there. My plan, once I get the trees along the road taken care of, because you know it needs to be done anyway, I'm gonna put a road probably right up through here and start working my way in there to thin things out, to take care of some of these deadfalls. They're just going to waste. So there's another one. So once you get in here, it's not a situation of just cutting on this side. We'll have to cut some on this side too, because they're just laying right out over the road. So from here in, it's gonna take a bit more time, that's for sure. There's another one. So you start looking at that, there's a lot off of this side that's gotta come off. But I mean, honestly, it should anyway. You can see, yes, we got a lot of rain last night, or yesterday, but the water just lays in here. No sun really gets at this road at all. I don't know where the next ones are from there. I'm gonna have to get them to come back and scope it again. because there's a few stakes that are gone. There's one. This is the worst section for sure, right through here. This is thick. Missed one along there. Oh, there's one. Right between two huge hemlock. The other one comes over here in the corner, so that whole side would have to come off. This side would have to come off because of the trees laying out over the road. And then once I round the corner here, which there's one right there, I've started to work on this. This was in a previous video. So I started to work on this. So this is started. Not finished by any means, but it's started, at least. Yeah, let's get this thing fired up. We'll start getting these loads hauled out of here. I'm probably going to do a load of hemlock first, I think, and then grab a bunch of spruce. Okay, so here we are at the cottage. Now, I've had 2 people come back and do assessments and come up with some solar plans. The first guy, when he came back, we had done none of the cutting around the cottage, in front or behind or anywhere really at all. And he went up on the roof with his device and said basically all the trees in front, including that pine, and then this clump here of hemlock and spruce would have to come out, because the panels would go on the front, the sun comes up and it comes around and then it goes down. So we would catch the sun coming, like most of the day would be over there. So they all had to come down. So we cut those trees down, not necessarily because of solar, but it was in our minds, but more for safety and for the look of the cottage that we were going for. But we absolutely do not want to put solar panels on the front of the cottage roof, because if you're back here and you're out in the lake, you know, fishing or boating or swimming or whatever, I really don't want to look over at the cottage with this beautiful surround and see nothing but a reflection on the top of the roof. I just don't want that as our look. And plus, this is not really a very steep slope of a roof. If we get snow in the winter, I'd be up there all the time cleaning snow off the panels, and I just don't want that. So the other option that we're looking at for solar is possibly using the sheds over here, because the sheds are facing the same way as the cottage. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sheds that we could use. We got 1 roof redone. There's still 3 more to do, but we could use the shed faces for the solar. So again, I would say that obviously this clump of maple would have to come down, possibly this pine, and maybe a couple of those maples, but you know, this is kind of already ready. So that's an option that I have not discussed with anybody as far as solar goes yet. I would rather go this way if we're doing roof mounted panels. We're going to use one of these sheds anyway for the battery bank storage and everything, you know, all the wiring and whatnot. That will all go in one of these sheds regardless. So that would save us probably a little bit of trenching. Obviously there will be some trenching to do to connect the cables and wires and stuff all to the cottage. So that's an option. The other option would be to clear out an area. I'd rather not do it here because I don't want to really see the panels. I want the panels to be gone, if like not gone, but I don't want them to be the center of attention if we do solar. So I don't think it would be here, but maybe clear out a spot behind the sheds for a ground mounted system. But yeah, anyway, so that's the solar idea. Obviously the benefits are obvious. You know, with the generator backup, we're completely off grid. We're not reliant on anybody. We're not paying bills. Obviously the upfront cost would be pretty high. You can do payment plans and all that sort of stuff on it, but yeah, we would be completely self-sufficient as far as that goes. The solar generator backup, regardless if the solar, something happens to it, which things happen, of course, you know, things fail, the generator would be there to power the cottage back up. So there's the advantage for sure. No power bills, self-reliant, not relying on NSP. As you know, everybody around here knows that, you know, the wind blows the wrong way and it seems like the power goes out. The infrastructure is very old and very unreliable, for sure. The disadvantage of solar is obviously having the panels, you know, looking at them, the maintenance to them, keeping the snow off them, all this sort of stuff. Eventually when the roofs need to be replaced, if we do the roofs now, you know, we're looking at 20-25 years for the roofs have to be done again, which the roofs have to be done anyway, so that's not a huge deal. But you're just so you're so limited to what you can do. Our plan is to keep the appliances that we have that are propane now, are to keep propane in here. We're going to replace them with new appliances, but our plan is to keep the propane. So our dryer and our hot water, stove and fridge are all on propane right now, and we like that. We plan on keeping that. So that will help with the load on the solar system. But we want to put heat pumps in here, and the systems that I did have designed, the one allowed for heat pump, one heat pump, maybe two. I mean, it was pretty expensive. I think it was like 70 grand or something to do the system with the battery banks and the panels, install, all that sort of stuff. Because it gets hot. Obviously, it gets hot in there in the winter and in the summertime. We want to be able to cool it down a bit. And then for the winter, we want to have another source of heat. Wood would be obviously our primary because we have so much of it everywhere. And there's 2 wood stoves in there now that work great. So we obviously would use that as our main source, but we want to have a backup for sure. You know, even to have a heater powered up underneath the crawl space where the plumbing is, to make sure that's not ever freezing up, to keep some heat in the place when we're not here or we don't have guests here or whatever. You start getting limited to what you can do. If we wanted to add, some electric baseboard heaters potentially or something, we do want to, we're going to power up this bunkie over here. We're getting that geared up that we can put some beds in there. That's all getting finished on the inside. It's almost done. We got a couple windows to go in. And the other thing is, like, let's say we wanted to add a hot tub or, you know, something like that. You're so limited to what you can do. And then the other thing is thinking down the road, like way down the road, if we ever decided to sell this place, having power poles for most people, not everybody, but most people is a good selling point. A lot of people don't want to be off grid. It's much harder to get a mortgage. It's much harder to get insurance, all that stuff, if you are running on solar versus power poles, hydro or whatever. So that's where I'm at, everybody. I don't know what we're gonna do yet, but we've already kind of prepped this area with solar in our back mind, and now I'm kind of prepping the road out there with power in my back mind. So regardless of what we do, things will sort of be, you know, ready. But help me out if you guys have experience with solar, good or bad. Please let me know. If you have any other kind of ideas, I don't know what else is out there, windmills, I don't know, let me know. I'm open to suggestions, that's for sure. I don't know it all, that's a 100% guarantee. I guarantee you guys out there know a lot more about this stuff than what I do. So yeah, help me out, please. All right, so the first load is on and ready to roll. First load is going to be hemlock, and then the next one is going to be spruce. I don't think I'm going to get it all on one more load. I think there's definitely definitely more than one load there yet to come out of just spruce. But it takes a bit longer to load it than usual because I'm trying to load from the shoulder of the road and I don't have a rotating bucket or a grapple. So it makes things a lot slower when you have to park the truck and just a run. And for some reason my camera just shut off. And you got to track back. All right, so a little bit of a change of pace here now. I need like two more logs to get a full load out of that. But I'm gonna cut some more. So I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna get this spruce tree here. Take that birch out of the way. Drop that spruce down this way, and then I'm gonna start working my way out the road. I got one ready there, as you can see, with the bucket up against it. The hemlock, there's a bunch of hemlock on that corner, some spruce there, there's a spruce there. So I'm gonna start working my way that way and see if I can get another full load cut today and potentially even hauled out today. I think I'm asking for a lot, but I guess we'll have to see. All right, so getting ready to head out with the second load. I picked up a hitchhiker along the way. Yeah. Are you my co-pilot? Yeah? Yeah. All right, let's go. All right, so third load on the truck, ready to go to the mill. One big reason why I prefer to use this truck versus the Sterling for hauling logs and grubbins and all that stuff is this whole door, I call it a barn door. This whole door opens and swings and latches in there. So you can fill this truck right up to as high as you can possibly get it, and you know it's gonna dump it every single time as long as you do that. Already saying goodbye. All right, well that's it folks, 3 loads delivered. The whole solar power discussion, so give me your input. All input is good, one way or the other. Good experiences, bad experience with solar. If you're a solar installer, you know, feel free to comment, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's gonna do it for now. So Bauer, can you say goodbye to everybody? Bye. All right. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you then. Bye.